All right, everybody. Happy first day of online learning. This is definitely going to be interesting. Today I'm recording this. It is Monday, it's Monday, March 23rd. And technically, this is supposed to be our first day back to school, but here we are, coronavirus, and we're all at home. So as you know, I am devastated that we're not at school because I miss you so much, and usually you're making fun of me today because I didn't sleep for the past 2 days because I got to see you today, but I did not. So I'm really sad, and I'm trying to figure out ways that we can make this work online to keep us connected because really it's going to be difficult for me not seeing you guys. So we're going to make this work to the best of our abilities. But that being said, this is the introductory video, so I'm going to give you guys information in terms of what this remote learning is going to look like, how it's going to apply to literature, what my expectations are going to be from you, all of that. So in terms of the way this is going to work, so for every single class, all of your classes are going to be posted to Veracross. And so same as always, on Veracross, for your class website, you go to our class, you click class website. The only thing on my class website is the button that says click here for the daily agendas. That is going to stay the same. That way it is the easiest format for you. I know you're familiar with my daily agendas. You've all been using it. And so that's going to stay exactly the same. Everything that you need is going to be on the daily agendas. There's not going to be any new changes there. The only change is that the daily agendas are just going to be significantly more updated. They'll be much more detailed, so you know exactly what's going on, what my expectations of you, excuse me, what expectations I have of you, all of that. So in terms of your day today, this week is the short week. So again, today's Monday the 23rd. You technically start school this week, Wednesday the 25th. That's really like the first official day of school for you. You will start with literature on Wednesday, and you will go to the daily agendas. So if you have the daily agendas still bookmarked on your computer from when we did that at the very beginning of the school year, that's great. If you need to go into Veracross, sign in, click on the button on the class website, obviously do that. But either way, I would recommend you have it bookmarked, especially from here on out, since we'll be online for the foreseeable future. Again, right now, that's only up until next Friday, April 3rd. But you know, given the current state of things, it's likely that we will probably be doing this a little bit longer, unfortunately. So go ahead and become very comfortable with logging into Veracross and then getting on the daily agendas. Everybody should be comfortable because you've been using them the whole year. But if you're not, send me an email. We'll figure it out. So in terms of how this is going to work, once you get on the daily agendas, I'm going to have everything listed in terms of what you need to do. So for this week, for Wednesday, you'll see Wednesday through Thursday, March 25th through March 26th. And basically it gives you a breakdown of everything that we're doing in order. So first things first, it says, I miss you all in all caps because I do. I'm so sad that I'm not with you. But we're going to do our best, and that's the first thing you need to know is I miss you and I love you, and I hope you've had an awesome break. And then the second thing on the daily agendas that you'll see is watch this video, so you can figure out what's going on, what you're supposed to do. And so most every day on the daily agendas, you will have a video to watch. So for this week, it's just me explaining how to use Turnitin.com, which I'm going to get to in just a minute. Next week, we'll be looking at an intro assignment, and then from there on out, if we have to do anything else, you'll have videos of me talking to you about analysis of the text, what we're reading, discussion questions that I'm kind of sharing my thoughts with you, that kind of thing. So all the videos will be on the daily agendas. That's probably really going to be pretty much the first or second thing you do every day on the daily agendas. It's going to be watch a video. After that, then you will have whatever assignment I'm asking you to do. So for this week, what it says for Wednesday and Thursday is I'm asking you to create a Turnitin.com account. So if you've never heard of Turnitin.com, it is basically an online platform that schools use in order to submit assignments. I used it when I was in high school. It's really easy to use. Mrs. Clarkson's classes use it as well. So it's good to go ahead and create an account because you'll be using it with her as well. So Turnitin.com, I have all the steps laid out online. It's very easy. All you need to do is go to Turnitin.com, you'll create your account, you'll enter your email, your password. The important piece when signing in, though, you need to include the correct class ID, and this is in all bold, caps, highlighted, on the daily agendas, but you need to make sure you use the correct class ID. And so what that means is when you create your account for Turnitin.com, you are signing into a particular class. So for instance, if you are in my first period class, right, so that's my juniors 11A. So you'll see on the document, you'll see first period, 11A, and then it'll have your class ID and your enrollment key. So your class ID is specific to your individual class. So whatever period you have me, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, doesn't matter. But make sure you find your correct class ID because that's critical that you enroll in the correct section on Turnitin.com. So if you have questions about that while you're setting this up, email me, but it's pretty straightforward. So you'll enter in your class ID, and then your enrollment key is basically your password to get into the specific section. For all of my classes, it's the same. It's my favorite thing in the world. It's Smoky. So that is going to be the enrollment key. And once you get into Turnitin.com, you'll see it'll say the correct class, whatever you just logged into, make sure it's correct. Once you do that, you're pretty much set up with Turnitin.com. You'll just sign in with the same email and password every single time. Now, what we're going to be using Turnitin.com for. Typically, people use Turnitin.com in order to make sure you're not plagiarizing. And so what Turnitin.com does is it basically reads everything you submit. So if you submit an essay, if you submit a 5-paragraph essay, Turnitin.com goes through and it makes sure that you've cited correctly. It's really kind of cool technology, but so it can tell if you've cited correctly, and if you do in-text citations, then it knows that you're quoting from a passage and you're not actually plagiarizing. But it does pick up on plagiarism really well, and that's primarily how schools use it. So it's helpful for that reason, but for the purpose of this remote learning, this is how we're going to submit assignments rather than 125 of you all emailing me stuff. This is going to be much more streamlined and a more seamless process overall. So it will still be looking at plagiarism. So if we have to continue with this remote learning longer than a few weeks, by the time we do get to papers and things like that, if that is the case, it'll be really great to make sure that you're not plagiarizing, making sure that you're using your citations correctly, etc. However, in the immediate future, for this week, you just need a Turnitin.com account in order to submit a paragraph. Your assignment for this week, for the end of this week, so Friday, March 27th, every week you're going to have something due at the end of the week. And so that should be pretty consistent across all of your classes. So for this week, you guys just need to show me that you can get into Turnitin.com, you are in the correct class section, and then you can submit something online. And so again, this is all in the daily agendas, but what I would like you to do is write a paragraph telling me what you did over spring break. So if you stayed at home the whole time, if you relaxed, tell me. It's up to you what you want to share with me. But again, this is kind of benefiting all of us, so I can see that you actually know what you're doing with Turnitin.com. And then from there, it should be pretty straightforward moving on. So write me a paragraph. It needs to be in MLA format. So on the daily agendas, I have linked a helpful website if you forget what MLA format looks like. But that means your heading, everything needs to be correct MLA format. So it's typed, double-spaced, 12 font, Times New Roman. All the margins are 1 inch all the way around. And in terms of your heading, that's also double spaced. And it's name, teacher, me, Mrs. McGrath. So name, teacher, class. So you'll put European Lit, Medieval Lit, whatever the class is, and then date. And then for MLA, you do put a heading. When you put a heading, or excuse me, not a heading. After you do your heading, you do put a title. And so typically for a title, if it's an essay, you want it to be something creative. For the purpose of this little paragraph response, you can say something like spring break response, right? Something like that. Your title for MLA formatting is never bold. It's never underlined. It is the same thing, size 12, Times New Roman font, just centered in the middle of the page. And so then after that, you'll write me a paragraph telling me what you did over spring break. After you have done that and it's in correct MLA format, make sure it is. Points are going to be taken off if it's not in correct MLA format. But after you've done that, that's your assignment for this week, is to create your turnitin.com account, make sure you're all set up there, and then actually submit something. So you're going to be submitting the online paragraph. And once you submit the paragraph, you're good for this week. So the paragraph is due no later than Friday at 5 p.m. on turnitin.com. So make sure you get your account set up ahead of time so you can go ahead and do this paragraph. It's pretty easy to upload it to turnitin.com. Basically, you'll go in, you'll click on the class, you'll click on the assignment, and then you'll click upload the assignment. And so if you do it in a Google Doc, then you just need to save the document to your computer, so then you can upload it to turnitin.com. If you have questions about uploading, feel free to email me, but you guys are very tech savvy, so should be, again, straightforward. But that's it for this week, okay? So you're going to watch this video, create a turnitin.com account using the correct class ID, then you're going to write a paragraph using MLA format telling me what you did over spring break. You'll submit that to turnitin.com by Friday at 5 p.m. And then for next week, I will go ahead and post everything that you need for the week on Monday. So you can get started on it as soon as you would like. Next week, you are going to have basically part of your assignment for next week is going to be due on Wednesday, and then the final part will be due on Friday. So just be keeping that in mind, is you need to pace yourself when you're doing these online assignments because the due dates can creep up on you if you're not organized. So in terms of literature, you've got that, right? So I'm going to repeat it one more time. Watch the video, create the turnitin.com account, write the paragraph, turn it in online to turnitin.com by Friday at 5 p.m. That's it for this week. You'll get a classwork assignment for the paragraph, and that's going to be your first assignment grade. Now, moving forward, like I said, you need to make sure you are organized. So I took an online class in college, and it is really difficult to stay on top of things if you're not organized. So I would highly suggest, if you don't have any kind of planner, that you go ahead and get one, because all 6 of your classes now are going to be online. And so in terms of keeping up with due dates, different assignments, what time they're due, all of that, it will be online on the class websites, but I think it's easy just to have it all written down so you can check it off as you do it and help you pace yourself. Also, in terms of online classes, you guys are doing this at home, so you don't have to be at school at 8 a.m. But again, learning to plan your time accordingly is going to be really helpful. So if you save this all until, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, whatever, at 10 p.m., it's going to be really difficult. You have 6 classes, so your teachers, we are also expecting you to be able to do your work and pace it out the way you would during a normal school week. So I am really suggesting and encouraging you to come up with some kind of routine, some kind of schedule. So personally, I am not a morning person, so I am probably going to be getting up around the same time you do. Maybe you'll sleep later, but try and get up sometime in the morning, right? Maybe around 8:30, something like that. So you can get up, do some schoolwork, have lunch, maybe go work out in the afternoon. And then if you need to work on any reading or something like that in the evening, I would do that. Because if you just get up, kind of hang out all day, look at your phone, and then put everything off until 5 p.m., it's going to feel stressful. It's going to feel like a lot of work. So as much as you can, try and mimic your school routine. So also, if you need things to do, I can give you a whole list, but to mimic some kind of routine. So whether every morning you get up, you eat breakfast, you do some schoolwork, you watch the videos, you take a break, you go wash your car, you mow the lawn, right? Something like that. Take a break, have lunch, then maybe come back, work on some of your assignments. And then at the end of the day, of course, I would love for you to do something physical, especially while we're out of school. Go on a run. I can give you at-home workouts, whatever you want. And then spend some time with your family, have dinner, right? The usual. But really for these next couple of weeks, it's going to be critical that you do create a routine so you are organized. Otherwise, like I said, it's going to feel chaotic. It's going to feel stressful. So if you would like some more specific tips about what I would recommend, how to organize yourself, that kind of thing, please feel free to reach out to me, email me, and we can talk through it for you individually. But that's just something I wanted to share with everybody moving forward so you guys can be keeping that in mind. So that is it, I think, for our introductory video. If you have questions, please feel free to ask me. And again, I miss you so much, and we're going to pray for this. We're going to get through it. There so far have been a lot of positives to the coronavirus. First and foremost being that there was no NCAA tournament, so Carolina didn't actually miss the tournament, so we're good there. But more importantly, there actually have been some really cool things to see. For instance, I don't know if you guys have seen in Italy, right in Venice, all of the streams connecting the cities, those are actually clear and you can see fish for the first time in several years. Likewise, China, their emissions have been reduced by 25%. So there definitely are positives to, the virus that we're currently dealing with. So keep that in mind as we're praying. There have been some positives, and so let's remember to thank God for those. So on that note, let me close this out with prayer, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, Lord, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for technology. Thank you that it gives us the opportunity to still be with each other virtually and to connect with each other and to allow us to do this remote learning. I pray specifically for the students, Lord, that while they are home, that they feel loved, that they feel like they have a purpose, that they wake up each morning ready to work, ready to do something for you, ready to serve you, whether that's just calling their grandmother and talking to them, whether that's putting their best effort into their schoolwork, whatever they're doing each and every day, God. I pray that they do it to the best of their ability and that they honor you. And finally, Lord, I just pray for our nation and for our world. I pray for the coronavirus. I pray for people to be wise and diligent in staying at home and social distancing in order to remove this virus from affecting us. So we pray all these things in your name, and thank you for the opportunity to learn remotely. It's in your name we pray. Amen. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.